Now, let's use a proportion to solve percent word problems. This is the third method to solve percent problems. A proportion is simply two fractions that are equal to each other. The first fraction represents the percent with the percent number over 100. The second fraction describes the relationship between the amount and the base. The amount is the numerator, the base is the denominator. Let's try an example. Let's find a missing amount. 25% of 120 is what? What is the missing amount? Let's set up our proportion. 25% is 25 over 100 equals our missing amount, A, over our base, 120. We cross multiply 25 times 120 on one side, 100 times A on the other side. Now, divide both sides by 100. 3,000 divided by 100 equals 30. A equals 30. 25% of 120 is 30. Let's try another example to find a missing amount. 75% of 200 is what? Let's place our information into our proportion. 75% is 75 over 100 equals A over 200. Use cross multiplication. 75 times 200 on one side, 100 times A on the other. Divide both sides by 100. A equals 150. 75% of 200 is 150. Let's use a proportion to find a missing base. 25% of what is 30? Let's set up our information into our proportion. 25% is 25 over 100 equals 30 over B. Let's use cross multiplication. 25 times B is 25B. 30 times 100 is 3,000. 3,000 equals 25B. Divide both sides by 25. B equals 120. 25% of 120 is 30. Let's try one more. We have the percent. 75% of what is 150. Write 75% as the fraction 75 over 100 equals 150 over B. Use cross multiplication. 150 times 100, 75 times B. 15,000 equals 75B. Divide both sides by 75. B equals 200. 75% of 200 is 150. Now, let's use a proportion to find a missing percent. What percent of 120 is 30? Let's fill in our information. P over 100, representing the missing percent, equals 30 over 120. Let's cross multiply. P times 120 is 120p. 30 times 100 is 3,000. Divide both sides by 120. 3,000 divided by 120 is 25. P equals 25, the percent number. Let's try one more example using a proportion to find a missing percent. What percent of 200 is 150? Let's fill in the information in our proportion. P over 100 represents our missing percent, equals 150 over 200. Using cross multiplication, P times 200 is 200p. 150 times 100 is 15,000. Divide both sides by 200. P equals 75. The percent number is 75. Let's use a proportion to solve a percent word problem. Carla ate 20% of the cookies in the box. We represent this as 20 over 100. The full box contained 50 cookies. 50 cookies represents the base, the total. How many cookies did Carla eat? This is the amount. The amount is missing. We'll use cross multiplication. 20 times 50 is on the right. 100 times the amount is on the left. 100 times the amount will equal 1,000. Divide 1,000 by 100 and we'll have the missing amount. The missing amount equals 10. Carla ate 10 cookies. Let's try the next one. Robin drove 50% of the way to Boston. 50% is represented as 50 over 100. Robin stopped for lunch after driving only 40 miles. This is the amount, 40. How far is Boston from where Robin began driving? The total distance is the missing base. Let's use cross multiplication. 40 times 100 on the left, 50 times the base on the right. 40 times 100 is 4,000, which equals 50 times the base. 4,000 divided by 50 equals the base. The base equals 80. The total distance from Boston to from where Robin began driving is 80 miles. For our last word problem, let's look at a missing percent number. Milo took a test containing 20 questions. That's the base. He got 17 questions correct. That's the amount. What percent did he earn on his test? The percent number is missing. Let's use cross multiplication. 17 times 100 on the left, percent number times 20 on the right. 17 times 100 is 1,700. 1,700 divided by 20 equals the percent number, 85. Because this is the percent number, we can say that Milo earned an 85% on his test.